This is Podia, an all-in-one platform for people who want to start an online business but are tired of trying to bolt together a dozen different products just to make everything work. You truly get everything with Podia. You can build a website, do email marketing, sell digital products, online courses, even sell your time as an online coach. And you can even start your own affiliate program. In today's video, we're going to focus on their email marketing platform because it just got a huge upgrade and it is really nice. Very nice. Before I get into that, I want to thank Podia for sponsoring today's video. I also want to thank them for making their free plan super generous. If you want to support Podia for supporting this channel, make sure you click the link down below and start your own free account. You can do everything without entering in a credit card. You get almost complete access to their platform. Before I head into the email section, I'm going to take a quick run through their pricing page and explain how things work. So the free plan here is absolutely free as in beer. You get a full website. You can start your own online community. Forget about using Facebook groups. You can offer a digital download and you can even sell a coaching product. So if you want to sell your time, you can do that without putting any money down. Now, Podia pays for this by taking a transaction fee. They're going to take 10%. But if you're just getting started and you don't have any sales, this is a great way to validate your business idea. The only thing that's not included in the free plan that might get you to upgrade before you make your first dollar is custom domains. I think a lot of people want to have that custom domain on day one. So I don't know if it's really that important, but I know it's nice to have. And if you can afford it, move up to their starter plan. Then as your business starts to roll and you're making more sales, well, unfortunately, those transaction fees are also going to add up. So keep an eye on those fees. And when it makes sense, just upgrade to the Shaker plan, which is a flat rate, $59 a month, no transaction fees. Now, there is a little extra charge depending on how many subscribers you have and how many team members you want working on your website. But other than that, $59 a month, and you even get an affiliate program. Most affiliate software is $59 a month. How are they affording to do this? Like seriously, the courses even come with video hosting. I digress. Today, we are talking about email marketing. So let's head over to the email section. I've got a test account set up and ready to go. Let me show you how it works. All right, so here is my Podia account. I'm logged in. This is the free plan. So you're gonna see everything I'm doing in this video, you can do right now with a link down below. So definitely follow along with me. You can get a feel for whether or not you like it and you wanna try Podia out. So I'm gonna go ahead and click up here where it says email. Now I've got two options. I can either create a broadcast or I can create a campaign. Now, if you're new to email marketing and you don't know those terms, a broadcast is like a newsletter that might come out once a week or even once a day, depending on how frequently you publish. A campaign is going to be something that happens automatically. So after someone buys a course, they might get sent into a campaign, or even after they initially sign up for your email list, you might send them a series of welcome emails just to tell them a little bit more about what you do. All right, I'm going to go ahead and start a new broadcast here. Now, as part of Podia's email update, they've got a brand new email designer. Let's go ahead and check it out. All right, so here I am inside of the screen where I can make a new email newsletter or a broadcast. If I just want to let everyone on my list know something in a hurry, I'd send out a broadcast. And what I do here is just give the email a name. Now, the name is going to be for internal reference only. It's not ever going to be seen by your subscribers. So for this example, I'm going to pretend like I have a songwriting newsletter and I'll fill out the form as though I were creating my newsletter for the week. All right, so I gave it a name that I can easily identify. Maybe put a year in there as well. All right, so I got a subject line, 5 ways to improve your bridge. Now let's add some preview text. I love that they make adding preview text very simple. A lot of companies are doing this now, but some still aren't. The preview text is the little bit of the email that shows up when someone checks on their phone. You know, you get that little glimpse of what the first few words are. It's actually really important because sometimes the subject line are kind of spammy and you don't want to open it, but that preview text can really draw you in. So nice that they have that front and center. Next, we set who the email is going to be from. I have it set to be me, and I'm using my email address. However, if you just sign up for a free Podia account, you will have a Podia email address here. In order to send as your own email address, you're going to have to verify it by just adding a record inside of your DNS settings. Now, I know this seems like a pain in the neck, but it's going to make sure that your email is verified and authenticated. So that way you're following all of the best practices and you'll make sure that your emails hit the inbox. Small bit of time, but definitely well worth it. Next, we choose who the email is going to go to. So I like that Podia actually does some segmentation automatically for you. And it's the type of segments that everyone's going to want to use. So we can send to everyone. We can send to just subscribers. So this would be people who opted in through one of the forms that Podia provides. We'll check out their forms in a second here. They've got great email forms. Those are going to go to your subscribers, or you can have paying members. So if you have some kind of a membership program, people in your courses, things like that, or you can just send it to people who are customers and have bought digital products. Of course, all of these segments can be completely customized. Just click on the triple dots and you can go ahead and edit the filter, rename it to whatever you like. And maybe you're sending a one-off email that just needs to go to a specific group of people, but you don't want to create a full-blown segment. Well, you can click right here on filters and you can go ahead and dial in exactly who you want the email to go to. Maybe it's people on a wait list or that have a specific tag or spent a certain dollar amount. Very easy to do these kind of advanced email marketing features. Like sometimes it's a good idea to send an email to your biggest spenders. So I want to send an email to people who have spent more than 500 bucks. And then I can offer them my new, latest, greatest expensive product. All right, next up, we finally get to create our email. You can choose from one of the pre-made templates. There are a ton to choose from for just about any style of email out there. Or if you are an original person, you can actually start blank. Now, I happen to like starting blank because I like sending plain text emails with HTML tracking so I can see opens and click rates and everything. But I like my email to actually look like it's personal. However, I know most people don't. So for this video, I'll choose kind of a more of an e-commerce type of look. All right, so I'm going to scroll through the templates here and find one that I like. But before I do that, I want to point out that your previous emails, if you've sent emails in the past on Podia, they'll show up right here. So if you've got a newsletter format that's really dialed in, just go to last week's email, start there for the format, update your content, and you're good to go. All right, I think this one looks pretty good. I'm going to preview it by clicking right here. Yeah, I think this one will work. So I'll go up to the top here and choose Apply Template. Now from here, of course, I can customize the template to be anything that I want. So for example, if I want to add in my own logo up here, I can easily do that. I'll just click in the header and then there's an option to upload my logo. I'll choose custom image and then upload. You get a width tool so you can easily resize it. Now, I didn't really care for this image that was right here, so I'm going to go ahead and replace it with something brand new. Now, of course, I could upload an image, but it also has a built-in integration with Unsplash, so I can just search for an image right here. I was in the mood for some tacos, and there we go, dropped right into my email newsletter. Now, this happens to be a little bit tall, so let's resize it. And now I'm going to center it up, and there we go. Actually, the lime and the cilantro look pretty good with my logo. When it comes to entering in text, it's a lot like using a tool like Notion, where you can just add in your text as you like. This is my text. And if I want to add a headline, I'll press return and then add a slash, which brings up a list of tools or cards that I can use. And I'll choose a headline right here. Let's go ahead with an H2. And here is my headline. Now, I want to get those colors to be a little bit on brand. So you notice over here, there is a section for colors. I can go ahead and change this to be whatever I like. They do have a hex code selector. So if you want to just enter in your exact hex code, that will be a quick way to solve that problem. And notice down here that we can actually manage our site colors so that it's automatically populated with your brand colors. But for now, we're going to stick inside of the email builder. Know that's an option that's available to you. I'm also going to change my text color. It's kind of a purple shade right now. Let's go with the 020202. There we go. And why not? Let's complete the transition. We'll add in a color for our links. All right, now that's looking really on brand, but there's one other thing going on this text block that I want to point out, and it's right up here. This is a personalization token. So this is going to allow me to address people who subscribe to my email address by their first name. Now, what happens if they haven't entered in their first name? Well, if I click on this, I can change a placeholder token. So if the field in their contact is blank, I could say, hey there, or hey person, or whatever you want to say, you can enter it in right there. But how do you actually get this placeholder to show up in the first place? Well, the same way we added in our heading. So just do a slash and then personalization. Now, obviously, you can do this as you're typing. So if I were writing a letter like, last week, I was thinking to myself, what does, then choose personalization, last name, think about my life's decisions. Then maybe I wanted to add in some bold text. So I could select the point that I wanted to bold. And then I get another toolbar up here, which allows me to add in bold or italic or cross through, even a block of code if I needed to do that. Of course, the editor also responds to most normal key commands. So let's say I wanted to drop in a link on these last two words. I could simply press Control or Command K, and then I get the field to drop in the link. If you're not a key command person, no worries. The link option is right here. Now, you might have noticed some menus pop up while I'm working inside of the block. Let me show you what they do. So I can delete the block right here. That's fairly obvious what's going to happen. I can also clone the block. So now I have two of these. That's actually very handy, especially if you're doing e-commerce emails and you want to just duplicate blocks of products, swap out the text and images, but keep the layout the same. And sometimes you need to rearrange your newsletter or your email. So it's nice we have these up and down arrows here where I can simply move the different sections around inside of the email. And at the top and bottom of each section here, we can click the plus icon to add in a new section. So we can do a text section, a gap, a divider, an image, a video, a button, social media links, drop in a file, add a featured section, which is just kind of like a little layout here where we get an image to the side, and then some text with a button. We'll get rid of that for now. And then the last option is columns. So if you want to do a multi-column layout, you can definitely do that. I'm going to play around with a couple of those sections real quick here. I'm going to add in a space right here. Let's go ahead and drop in an image. Just like before, we get this search up here, but this time I'm going to go ahead and add in my own image. So I'll just click up here to choose an image. It pops open my browser window. Choose the image I want, and it uploads it right away for me. And just like before, we can resize this, center it up, add some padding if we want, remove padding if you want. It's up to you. Next, let's drop in a video here. So I don't really want this divider. I'm going to get rid of that, and I'll choose delete. Now I'm going to click the plus button, and I'll choose the video section. Now, obviously, when you send an email, you can't actually send a video. So what this is going to do is grab a thumbnail from a video and then make it a clickable link so that when someone gets the email and clicks it, it pops up in the video and they can watch it. Okay, so here is the URL of an MKBHD car review. I'm going to drop it in. You can see instantly it grabs the thumbnail and it's now inside of my email, which is great. It even adds a play button right here, and I can change how that looks if I want. Let's say I want it to have a red background so it looks a little bit more like YouTube. Very easy to do so. And I can also change the label so that maybe, I don't know why I wouldn't want that to be white, but if I don't, I could change it to be another color as well. All right, so that's the email designer. Super intuitive, very easy to use. Now, if I wanted to send this email, I can't because I haven't added any subscribers to my account yet. So I've already got it saved as a draft. Let's go ahead and figure out how to get some people into my email list. By the way, that's auto saving. I didn't have to do anything. It's automatically saving your progress as you work. Nice touch. So under audience, I'm going to go to everyone right now. And I can quickly just add in a person right here. So if you only have a few people, you can type them in manually. I can add a tag right here to keep track of people if I want. You can even create them right from this screen, which is a nice touch. There are a few tags that Podia creates on your behalf, like email form. This automatically gets added to anybody who fills out a newsletter form on your website, like to opt into your newsletter. You can change that if you want, but this is the default configuration. And you know what? I like it. Then you can see exactly where a contact came from. That's smart. For now, I'll just add this new contact as newsletter and hit add person. Okay, so that's fine if you've just got a few contacts to add, but what if you're trying to migrate from another platform? Well, first of all, if you sign up for a paid Podia account, they'll do all that stuff for you. They'll migrate. If you sign up, I believe it has to be an annual plan. They'll do the migration on your behalf. However, if you're not planning on signing up annually and maybe you don't want them to do the migration, you want to do it yourself, you can easily import files from something like MailChimp. Just export your list as a CSV and then come over to the audience section here and then choose imports. Then you're going to go right over here where it says new import. You'll be able to upload that CSV file and keep all of your existing contacts as you move over to Podia. If this seems intimidating to you and you already have a pretty big list, well, then just sign up for a year of Podia. Consider that a migration fee, and you get a free year of service. However you want to think of it, make it work for yourself. Okay, so we can add a contact manually. We can import our contacts from our email list, but how can people actually sign up on our website? Well, let me show you how to do that with Podia. I'll click over here where it says site and then choose edit site. Now, there are forms that you can embed on any page of your site, but they also have a specific email lander page. So I'm just going to demonstrate that for you here because we'll get the whole page built out for us. I'll choose continue. And there we go. I've got an email form right here. Now, if I want to add additional content to this, it's a lot like that email builder that we saw. I'll click right here and I've got a list of different cards or sections that I can easily add to my site. Add an image, change the width, update the copy, and then maybe add a tag. You can see down here that by default, it's already added the email form tag, but maybe I want to add the newsletter one as well. When I'm done, I'll hit publish and I can view the site live. Now, keep in mind, I don't have a custom URL here, but honestly, that's just fine with me. This looks pretty good. All right, so now that I've got a subscriber, I could go back to my email broadcast, open it up, and hit send. Now, before I hit send, I'll mention that you can also do a test send, which I highly recommend doing before you email your entire list. Now, I do have the option to either send now or send later. So maybe you like to send out your email newsletter every Monday at 9 a.m. You could write it in advance, get it all ready to go, and then sleep in on Monday knowing that your email will be delivered on time. For now, I'm just going to send it right away. And notice that it's confirming it's going out to the one recipient I have, and I'll hit send now. And it's currently sending, and it has been sent. All right, let me check my email. All right, here it is. My email looks really good, just like I set it up inside of the editor. You've got my image that I added. There's the YouTube thumbnail. If I click on it, boom, we go right into YouTube. The video starts playing. All right, so I'm really happy with this email. It looks really good. We have one last thing to tackle in this video, which is to set up automatic emails. This is the biggest low-hanging fruit for your business that you definitely need to address. So remember, way back at the beginning of the video, we talked about broadcasts versus campaigns. With a campaign, we're going to write emails in the exact same manner, except they can be sent out automatically when people do certain things on our website, like buy a product, join our email list, even just show interest in specific products. So I'm not going to do a full sequence here, but I want to show you the editor. I'll click on new email and then choose new campaign. I'll call this my welcome email. Next up, we've got our entrance conditions. This is what's going to trigger someone to start receiving this email sequence. Remember, I'm just going to set up one email here, but this could go on as long as you want. I've even heard of people doing a year or more worth of an email sequence. So they have an evergreen newsletter that's just sending out 1 or 2 emails per week, and they never touch it. Then we have an exit condition. Now, this is really important if you're sending out, let's say, a sales sequence and you're trying to get someone to buy a product. If they buy the product and then you're still sending them offers for the product, that's annoying and it's going to drive people nuts. So you want to set up your exit conditions so that no one's receiving an email that would be irritating. Kind of seems like common sense, but until you think about it, you might not have considered doing that. Then down here, we just add in our emails. So I'll hit plus to add in a new email. And just like before, it pops open the email editor. I can see my previous emails that I've created, or I can choose one of the pre-made templates. For now, I'm just going to go with the email I just made a few moments ago. I'll hit apply. Up at the top here, I can choose when the email is sent based on a delay. I can choose a subject line and a preview text for this email, and then go ahead and add in another email. So just right up here, I can click plus new email, and now I'm on day 2. Now, maybe I don't want to send this right away. I'll add in a delay of 3 days. I can choose another email. I'm going to start from the same place and then just customize this email. Then I'll hit done and choose finish later. Back on our setup screen, I haven't set an entrance condition or an exit condition yet, so I can't actually be done with this sequence. But I wanted to show you down here, I can see the list of emails in a row here. So I've got basically 2 emails set up. If I wanted to add in another one, I would just click plus right here and go through the process again. If I need to test or preview any of the emails in my sequence, I can just go over to the triple dots here. I'll click and I get a little menu to pop up to either preview the email or send it. Of course, I can delete it from the sequence if I want to do that as well. All right, let's dig into these entrance and exit conditions. An entrance condition could be something as easy as being added to an audience, receiving a tag, or even just leaving another campaign. You can have one campaign trigger the next, which is great because if someone buys a product, you can be kicked out of one campaign and then maybe they start a sales sequence for the next product in your value ladder. For our exit conditions, it's kind of the same thing, but the opposite. If someone joins the community, well, we can stop the sequence that's telling them to join the community. If someone buys a product, we can stop sending them emails about that product. And finally, we can have a tag. So if someone takes an action on your website, you apply a tag, well, that can get them to be removed from a sequence as well. All right, so for my entrance condition, I chose the tag newsletter. And for my exit condition, I'm just going to choose receives final email, and then they will leave the sequence. So that is Podia email. Definitely go try it out today. You can click the link in the description and get 100 free contacts for life. Thank you for watching. My name is Dave Swift, and I'll see you in the next video.